Property investors, today we are waking up to a new era in the United Kingdom, and that era is the era of the next Labour government. Now, you as a property investor have seen a lot of change over previous years, but now the change is going to accelerate in some ways. So I am now going to talk to you today about the most pertinent things that you need to think about as a landlord and as somebody who rents property in the UK and potentially makes your income from renting property or has a plan to make income. Now, like many things, we always hear that it's going to be bad news, but there's always amazingly good news, and we can still work within the bounds of the new Labour government. So, the first thing I'm going to say, I want you to think about is your rents, right? Now, if you're a landlord who's been sat on very low rents for many years, we know that in Scotland, rent freezes were put in place. We're hoping that there won't be a rent freeze under a Labour government, but there certainly could be rent caps, and they have been mooted. So I am going to say to you that if you haven't put up your rents by a small amount each time and your tenants are not on near market rents, that's something you need to consider within your portfolio. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is Section 21. Section 21 has been mooted, has been got rid of for a long period of time. Now, the reason that the Conservatives have not done it yet is because the court system in the United Kingdom, or in the UK, and I'm going to say England and Wales actually here because Scotland has a different system, housing is devolved, but the court system here at the moment is not fit for purpose. So that meant if you issued a Section 8, which is still going to be available to you in the future, you would not be able to evict a tenant through the court system because it takes too long. Now, I'm hoping that Labour will do something about that, but they have said that they're going to implement Section 21 within 3 months. So if they do implement Section 21 within 3 months, then that could be problematic for us if the court system is not fit for purpose. However, I am going to say that you will still be able to evict antisocial tenants, tenants who don't pay the rent, etc., etc., tenants who, when you want to refurbish the property back to brick, you will be able to, or you want to sell the property, or you want a family member to move in, you will still be able to evict tenants. There's a bigger, longer list than that, but that's just an example. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about, which is massive to us title splitters and people who own leasehold apartments, and people who own blocks of apartments and are looking to title split them. Now, the great news is the massive opportunity that exists in title split is still going to exist under the Labour government for property investors, and that is because of the finance system. And if you want to find more about title splitting, you really need to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel because there'll be lots and lots and lots and lots of updates here. Now, what I want to say to you is that the current system, there is something called Leasehold Reform, and I've got another video that I've posted on that, so please go to the YouTube channel and watch the video on Leasehold Reform. Now, if you want to know what's happening in the leasehold system, these are just a few examples. 990-year leases are going to be the minimum, okay? Ground rent is not 100% in law yet, but let me tell you, I think the Labour government will make ground rents very nominal or a peppercorn. And for new flats, they're already in law as a peppercorn. But for existing tenancies, existing leasehold flats, now there's something even bigger coming with leasehold. And we have known this for years, and our clients at titlesplit.com have been trained on this and understood this for years. But it's something called Commonhold. And actually, it's in the Labour manifesto that they are going to introduce Commonhold. So I'm now going to explain to you the difference between leasehold and Commonhold. So in leasehold, we have the land that the house sits on, and sometimes if it's your house, the house that you live in, many of those properties are freehold. Now, I'm going to talk to you about this in relation to blocks of apartments. So what I want you to imagine is an apartment block, and the land that it sits on is the freehold, right? The airspace above is freehold. The shared areas within the building currently are freehold. And the flats, the individual apartments, when they are owned by different people, are leasehold. This is called leasehold, and leasehold used to be 99 to 125 years. The new law says it's going to be 990 years. Lots and lots of things about that on this other video about leasehold and changes in the Leasehold Reform. Now, so coming back to this, that's the current system. The new system is going to be slightly different. So remember, we had the freehold was the land and the leasehold were the apartments, right? So the shared areas freehold, leasehold apartments. Now the new Commonhold system, let's look at Commonhold. In Commonhold, you are going to now call the individual apartments freehold, because the people are gonna, the people who own those apartments, and if you own apartments today, they will become freehold under the Commonhold law that will come into play in our country in the near future. Commonhold, right? Now, the shared areas will still exist because they have to, don't they? Who's going to repair the roof? Who's going to repair the hallway? Who's going to paint the hall, stairs and landing? Who's going to look after the gardens if it's a shared garden? So these areas that were previously called the freehold, they are going to be called Commonhold, and they are going to be part of a Commonhold association, of which there will be directors, and of which the leaseholders, or the old leaseholders, the new freeholders, will have a share of an interest in the Commonhold, not a share of, but an interest in the Commonhold. So we will move away, but the system will be really similar to that exists in many other parts of the world. And in some other parts of the world, they call it something different. But here's the thing, title splitting will be the same. Now we will title split away the freehold apartments from the Commonhold of the shared areas. I hope that makes sense. That's a sign. I will talk more about Commonhold in more detail on my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe.